cunt.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sideshow. My name is Mingo.
This is Tony.
I'm Seabass.
And, well, everybody's talking about it now, and we're going to, right off the bat, because we don't watch The Walking Dead right now, because it's not on.
That too, and we don't like her.
Right? So, have you watched any of the court case with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard?
I've watched whatever.
First off, do you know who those two are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've watched little bits and clips from like Entertainment Tonight, stuff like that.
Okay.
But on radio or other podcasts that I listen to during the day, they actually talk about the real nitty gritty stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And have you followed it at all?
I've followed, like, kind of. Like, at the end of the day, I'll watch, like, the highlights of the trial.
So So I know you're like a big Johnny Depp fan, right?
Yes.
Is it fair to say?
Yeah.
And you didn't care what Amber Heard said. Like, you were like, yeah, she's fucking, it's all her fault,
Yeah.
right? I kind of felt like the first time I saw her in a movie, I was like, oh yeah, she's fucking, that bitch is nuts. Like, you could see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was a point during my lunch, I watched like 35 minutes of the trial, and it was when Johnny Depp was talking about how he doesn't have any sight in his left eye.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He's legally blind in his left eye.
And his mom used to fucking call him cockeyed and one-eyed, and like she used to just fucking bury him with insults about his eye and shit, right? And how poorly his mom used to treat him, right? Like, she used to beat the shit out of him and whatnot. He just, it's your mom, you take it. Like, one day she loves you, one day she beats you, whatever. I understand it. And then, not that I got hit like that, I'm just saying I understand.
Good clarification.
I understand the trauma, right? But watching him talk about it, dude, and they tell him, well, if your marriage was like that, why did you stay?
Leave?
It was like, because I watched my dad. My dad didn't leave. Like, my dad put up with that shit for years, and he didn't leave. That was Johnny Depp saying that, not me, by the way. So it just like and watching him try to speak was almost painful. And you could see how uncomfortable and how upset and how, like,
Or, I mean, that's your guys' take. Or how much of a good actor he is, because they're saying that that's what he's doing. With him, his words being so spread out is because apparently he's going through his head. How should I portray this? How should I turn this to make it in my favor? I mean, you guys are
That's
saying
how he
poor.
talks anyways.
You guys are talking about poor Johnny Depp. I mean, he is an actor.
right,
You like him for his acting, right?
Yeah.
Very good actor, right? He's acting.
yeah,
He's a good person.
But so is she.
You don't know if he's a good person.
Okay.
Well, there's never.
You don't
he's,
either.
He's 50. He's 58. And nobody's ever said anything bad about him or that.
His first wife probably did, the one he's got the kids with.
She's defending him. You fucking moron.
Here we go. There we go.
But you know what?
You're a devil's advocate without the fucking backup.
All I'm saying is you only like him for his movies, and you're saying he's a good person. You have no idea.
You don't know what I know, bitch.
Well, do you know Johnny Depp?
Personally.
Yeah, okay.
I've shaken the hand that's missing the fucking finger.
And because he was nice that day, all of a sudden he's a nice guy.
Yep.
I heard he was an asshole. How's that?
Well, who'd you hear it from? Or is that just what you think?
That's what I think.
Oh, okay.
I got as much.
And what makes you think that?
Yeah.
Because he's been in Hollywood so long that,
You're tripping, dude. You're tripping. Then you would think that about Keanu Reeves, right? But Keanu Reeves isn't like that.
How do you know?
Because everybody talks about
How do you know he is like that?
So
I don't. That's the whole point. That's the
Now
point. You
you'll
guys
say
are
it.
dick riding
Now you'll
Johnny
say
Depp because you like his movies. Okay, but that don't make him a nice
Look,
person.
I'm dick riding Johnny Depp because he was with Amber Heard. Let's just be honest.
Hey, I'm okay with that, but still.
And let's be honest about this whole shit before we go any further. And if either of you said fucking no, you're both liars. I don't care how hot you think your wife is, because
Amber Heard is not that bad.
If Amber
You're
Heard,
nuts.
If Amber Heard give any one of us a chance after this fucking trial, we'd be like, "Fuck, the bitch
You'd
is
have
crazy."
to and then
fucking
bounce so she
Amber
doesn't
Heard.
hate you.
No, come on, dude. She's not.
You'd have to
she
then
is
bounce so
not-
she doesn't hate you.
She is not
Yeah,
that
right.
bad.
No, you're fucking tripping. Right now in the court case, she's not, but she's fucking bad, bro.
No.
She was in Machete, right? The second one.
I don't know.
You're fucking tripping. In Drive Angry with fucking Nicolas Cage, she's hot, bro. And that white trashy hot where she was beating.
I'll tell you what. I've only seen her in Aquaman.
Oh yeah, she looked terrible in Aquaman.
That's the only
but that
movie
was
I've seen
CGI.
That's the only movie I've ever seen her
The
in.
computer's gone wrong. They fucked her up in that movie. And she not a redhead. That red hair didn't look good on her. But when she plays and she's that blonde, oof, forget it, bro. When she ain't got them bags under her eyes and fake crying all night, rubbing onions in her eyes and shit.
Don't get me wrong. When they showed the pictures of like when they were married, I don't know how long ago it was. You could tell she was a lot younger
Right.
because of the bags and stuff now.
Yeah.
As you get old, of course. But again, she's not that bad.
You're So you're telling me that if she gave you the green light, you wouldn't be like,
If your wife gave you a hall pass,
It would not be for that. No. Come on, she's not that bad. The other girl that you like is a lot better than her. Travis Barker's ex-wife, Shauna
Mulker?
Yeah, she's prettier than her.
Yes, but what's her name is a lot younger and hasn't had children.
But okay, go on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Let's just.
Well, here's
Okay, let's just confirm that we don't know him personally. We don't know his day-to-day routine, so we can't sit here and definitively say he's a nice guy. That's what I'm saying.
okay. But, perfect. We can't say definitively that he's a nice guy that we don't know him.
Okay.
However, his background up until this point dictates that he was his past, because nothing's ever come up. Nobody's ever said anything bad about him. There's never been any bad press about him.
Was there bad press about her before this?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And so, yes, he's a good actor, but I find Johnny Depp a lot like fucking Al Pacino. Have you ever seen Al Pacino do a fucking interview? He is absolutely the fucking worst. And a mumble mouth, like, having a hard time getting fucking words out, structuring sentences, like he just. And Johnny Depp even said, "Look, like I have a hard time speaking up here because I'm shy. I don't like being in public speaking. But if you give me a character to play and tell me what's expected of that character, and you give me the lines to say, I can spit out 100 words a minute and not skip a beat. But that's not what I'm doing here. You know what I'm saying? And I think, because I understand that, I think there's a lot of people that are like that are very shy, but that are in that business. And like
Keanu Reeves again, I think, is probably exactly like that.
Right. Because he's awkward as it is.
He seems timid, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're saying that correctly. Thank you.
What, he seems timid?
He seems like that. I think Keanu Reeves is like that. So you
is that
think
not what
Johnny,
I said earlier?
No, you saying Johnny Depp is a nice guy.
Hold on,
said,
what were
you
you
don't
gonna
know
say?
that.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't. I really
Nice.
Yeah, but you can. I mean,
No, the bitch is arguing semantics. Just go.
so, anyways, I really believe that what he was talking about and that trauma of his childhood was really real. The part where I think he was acting and he put on his suit was when he started clowning her lawyer.
Oh, that wasn't acting.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh, I think.
Did you not see today or yesterday that the lawyer objected to his own question?
The lawyer did?
The lawyer, Amber Heard's lawyer, objected to his own question.
Wow.
He asked the question. I believe it was Kipler or something like that was answering the question. And halfway through answering the question, the lawyer who asked the question said, "Objection, hearsay." And the fucking judge had to tell him, "You asked the question. What are you asked? What are you objecting to? You asked the question.
Jesus.
Part of Amber Heard's team objected to a question right before that Amber Heard's lawyer asked.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, she got a great team.
The day before that, this lawyer's asking Johnny Depp questions, and Johnny Depp's team was like, objection, blah, 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 blah. Every time he asked a question, the objection was getting sustained.
Really?
They couldn't ask a question for a solid 10 minutes without getting objected and it getting sustained.
Wow. So,
which means that question gets striked out, and they have to re-ask the question
a different way.
Yeah.
Because it was either leading or it was
speculating or
asking the person
making a legal decision or something like that.
But there was parts where the lawyer was reading texts that Johnny had.
Yeah, I heard a couple of those.
Did I read that right? You did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You did.
Did I read that right? You continue to read them right.
It was funny because he asked Johnny if Johnny would read them. Yeah, I'll read them. No, you know what? I'll read them.
Yeah.
Are you sure? I'll read them. No. I'll read them. And then he read it. And he said, "Did I read that right?" He said, "No." And then he read it back to him the way he meant it to be read. And the lawyer was like, "Oh, okay." And he moved on to the next. Like, it's just, and it's some of the questions and some of the shit is just fucking comical. But I think the thing that really just kind of yesterday, I think, is when it happened. There was a recording of Amber saying,
"Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Johnny. Tell the world.
I, Johnny Depp, a white male,
am getting abused by a woman. Blah blah. Who's gonna believe you, Johnny? Who's gonna fucking believe you? Go ahead, tell him. See who supports you. See what happens." We're like, God damn. That'll tell you.
And then the lawyer asked, someone else asked, "And what did you do? Or what did you say to that?" And he goes, "Yes, I am." In response to her saying, "Do it. Yeah. Tell people."
You don't think she was the one? You don't think it was her fault?
Oh, I think they had a volatile relationship, and it takes two to tango. But what I am not saying is he's a nice guy. I don't know.
She said there was also I wasn't hitting you, or I wasn't punching you. I was
hitting you. I wasn't balling my fist up and punching you. I was open hand smacking you. I was hitting you.
And let me ask you this. So you're saying that you don't think he hit her back?
No.
I don't think so.
I think most of his shit was verbal.
Yeah. Because there's also video of him being in the kitchen slamming cupboards and doing all that. And he said, dude, when she'd get like that, I'd go lock myself in the bathroom to where she couldn't get to me. Ball up on the cold, wet floor of the bathroom and shiver like a little bitch so she couldn't get to me. Ain't no man gonna be honest about that shit unless it's real. You know what I mean?
Or
unless he's trying to put her away.
Yeah. That too.
But what cracked me up was the dogs shitting on the bed. Now that was funny.
The what? Shitting in the
dogs.
Bed? The dog didn't shit in the bed.
Well, that's what she's saying. Or that's what they're saying. And they were asking him about, well, how do you know it wasn't the dog? He's like, I've had these dogs for years. For years, and I know what comes out of them. And something that size does not come out of a dog that size. He said, the dog's like 4 pounds.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Literally.
How much longer is the trial? Like she gets to go up next for cross-examination or...
Holy fuck. And they're going to put her up there for days.
They're going to fucking ream her.
Yeah.
What do you think? Who do you think is going to come out on top?
I think Johnny Depp's got too much support to not come out.
Yeah, that might work against him, depending on the judge.
And weren't some of these texts, too, from his side?
Oh, some of the ones he sent were pretty fucking...
Yeah. Okay, I mean, so... Again, he ain't got a clean slate in this. It ain't, you know.
But come on. Like, when we talk and we're around certain people or around people, we don't speak the same way like if I sent you a fucking text. Especially if it was like if I was married and you'd be like, hey, so how things going? I don't know. That fucking bitch is in the fucking room, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I mean? It may go down like that.
I think it was a little bit more extreme than something like that.
He did talk about setting her on fire.
Yeah,
I mean, so
what did he say? Oh my god!
You see, but here's the thing.
And then fuck the dead corpse to make sure she's dead.
And you're giggling about that. And that ain't something
fuck
nice
that
to say.
bitch.
Well, because I don't think that. Because let's be honest,
what's
bro.
the other one he said? I have other uses for your throat that don't involve injury or something like that.
Right. The other one was is the
fat bitch
cunt that I let borrow my jizz something like that. I was like, holy shit, bro.
So again,
but come on,
takes two to tango.
But
he should have got out.
Yes, he should have got out a
long time ago.
Yeah, he never should have married her.
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, they were in love. But hey, when shit starts getting a little sideways and you got that kind of money,
on the bed.
When you got that kind of money you can lose,
yeah,
I might want to bounce because I can find 10 more like you.
Right?
Let's be honest.
Yeah, you might be right there.
So for him to stick around, and unfortunately, all we get to see are these texts on his point from his side. I mean, there's got to be.
And you're trying to find truth out of two actors? Yeah, I still believe he's telling the truth, though.
Yeah.
Just looking at her when some of the answers were being said, and they panned over at her, and you're like, oh yeah,
she guilty as fuck.
Yeah, that bitch is reliving the moment in her head right now.
That and when he said, I once gave Marilyn Manson a pill to get him to stop talking so much.
Yeah, bro. I don't think. I think he's going to be vindicated in this whole thing.
You know who else is going in trial right now? Is Rob Kardashian and Black China.
Oh, really?
Have you heard any of that?
No.
I have no idea who either of those people are.
You don't know the Kardashians?
Well, I know the Kardashians, but I don't know
that's
him.
the brother.
Yeah, Rob's the brother, yeah.
Again, I don't know either of them.
He's not a Kardashian follower, yeah.
Well, he was dating a girl named Black China, and they had their own show. So she's suing the whole family, the Kardashians, the network that they were on, whoever that was, the production company, because she's saying they stopped like the second season of their show because they didn't like her. So she's suing them for like $80 million because now she
prove that
because now she can't make any money because how they put her out there. You know, they discredited her name, all this kind of good stuff. So she's suing them. They're in court.
Okay.
And not that I'm following it, but there was one funny thing that they're saying. Like the mom, who's like the manager.
Chris, yeah.
She said that Rob had told her that she tried to strangle him with an iPhone cord and was beating him up physically, like hitting him and stuff with a fist.
Wow.
So she's like,
was she punching him or was she hitting him?
So she was saying that, well, I was just playing during those times.
It was just a prank.
Fuck that, dude.
So they're saying, you know, if the roles were reversed, and if some dude was strangling some girl with an iPhone cord and hitting her,
he'd get the book thrown at him.
Yeah, and he's just saying, well, I was just playing during those times.
Wow.
That's how she liked it. She liked to roughhouse.
If your lady hit you, would you still be with her? Blink if it's still happening. No, I'm just kidding.
Tough question.
And you don't roughhouse that. You guys don't roughhouse like that, right? Like that's the furthest thing from.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't answer because I couldn't even imagine something like that happening. Is that why you left?
No.
Or is that why she left?
I left so I wouldn't. No, I'm just kidding. What'd you say? That's why you left? So you open the door on something, and I'm going to try to come in on this shit. So bear with me. Who would be your hall pass?
Didn't we talk about this already?
Did we?
Did we?
I don't think so.
I
don't remember. But I remember the conversation.
Fucking pushed out, said I wouldn't have a hall pass because
I
love my wife.
Yeah, I don't need one.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm good.
Who's her hall pass?
Bullshit.
She don't need one.
I say we call her right now and find out.
And she would answer too. Honestly.
She will say exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah?
Yep.
Can we test it?
Nope.
No.
Because you don't want to fuck around. And
Only
find out.
because I don't think she'd be like, why are you trying to call me and put me in a spot? You know,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, she too smart for that? Is that what you're saying? She said, you ain't gonna rope me into that
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
Did any of the traffic affect your work?
Traffic?
Yeah, from the festivals or whatnot?
No.
No?
No.
Have you ever been to Coachella?
No.
Not the city, but the fest?
No.
No?
My kids have, each of them.
Yeah?
Yeah, I haven't. My wife and I, if we ever go, because it's still a possibility we might,
Right.
we'd have to we'd have to pay extra for the VIP
Right.
where we could sit down, where there'd be some cooling stations,
Right.
some clean bathrooms. you know.
Where's the senior citizen tent?
If
call
that's
it
what
what
it
it is.
takes, where we could park our car and not have to walk miles.
He said, "Where's the AARP tent?" Because somebody there was an article this morning about somebody that they had gone. This was their first time going, and they're gonna go again next year. But they're fucking gonna splurge for the VIP. Like it was a mistake to go just general.
You got to be young to go to General.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah. And I was thinking, I might. I was thinking too that I need to, before I get your age, that I should go, but that's not going to happen. I'll be 51 when I go. So, but yeah, I think I might try to go next year.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, have you ever been to Stagecoach, which is this weekend?
No, you?
No.
That's country. So
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
really-
I figured you like that.
Why you figure I like country?
White people.
I like half of it.
Yeah.
Hey, there's not some of it's not bad, dude. And I remember there was a time when I was 18 to 20, probably, that I listened to it.
You know, in all actuality, it's not bad, but it kind of all sounds the same to me.
It's like Mexican music,
Yeah.
but in English.
Yeah.
They've all lost something. Something happened at their farm.
We have, I know this guy, he, like, handyman, kind of, he can build stuff.
Yeah.
So when he works, that's all he listens to is the country station.
Okay.
Mexican dude.
A Mexican dude?
Yeah. And I thought it was odd that he had country on too. But he was like, he told me it's decent music. It's all the same tempo. It's all the same, it's not going, there's no highs, there's no lows.
Right.
It's,
Monotone.
it's kind of like, it keeps them.
At that flow.
Yeah,
What
at
does
that
gotta be?
flow. And I listened to it for a while, and I was like, yeah, he's right.
Really? So-
And I couldn't tell if an hour later I heard the same song before.
So, do you know any of the artists? Like, do you know artist names or anything like that?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite artist? Country artist.
I
Song?
Thunder Rolls by Garth Brooks.
Really?
Yeah, that's a hard song right there.
All right. What's the one about I got friends in lone places where the whiskey flows.
That was
in
rough.
the oasis.
I'll be honest with you.
That was rough.
I went to a wedding, and the groom and his mother
Oh fuck.
did
That's it. That's all that's going to be at the wedding in fucking July.
the groom. They did their mother-son dance.
Okay.
And they danced to this new cut, which is pretty good. Is it Tennessee Whiskey? Is that?
That sounds right, yeah.
I gotta make sure. They danced to that.
Isn't that kind of slow?
Yeah. And it was odd when they were dancing. Let's just say
Because
that.
it is slow.
Yes. What the? Hold on, I gotta see.
So, like, slow, like, hands on the hips, hands on the shoulders.
Yeah, the way they're moving their bodies. Yes, Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton. it was almost like when you pick up a chick at a bar, like at a honky tonk, if you will, and you're both kind of drunk.
Some Sweet Home Alabama type shit.
Dude, it was awkward.
Really?
And I after the fact, I heard some other. They told me that these other people that were there, they were actually telling each other, "What the fuck's going on right now? They're gonna kiss?" You know, because it was like that. It was like kind of weird. And now that song just brings me straight back to that.
Keeping it there. We're keeping it Tennessee,
Yeah.
bro.
Keeping it in the family.
Dude, it was kind of weird.
So it was a kid and his mom.
Yeah. And the kid was, I think at this point, the groom, he was plastered. So in his defense, he was gone already.
So he may have forgotten who he was dancing
No,
with.
not at all. It's just maybe he didn't realize his body movements were what they were.
Right.
And not that, again, he wasn't going for that, nothing like that. But that's just how it looked.
Right.
It was really odd. So every time I hear that song, because it comes on the radio a lot, I think of that.
All right. Holy
And
shit.
then when I heard these other people say, "What the fuck? Are they gonna kiss right now?" And I was like, "Oh."
So I'm not the only one
But
that feels like that.
But I see it. I saw it.
That's fucking weird, dude. There's no way I could ever, drunk or not, I would never dance like that with my mom.
But you know, back in the day, Eddie Rabbit was off the hook.
Eddie Rabbit, what song was that?
How far back in the day?
Yeah, Eddie Rabbit.
Eddie Rabbit sang "Driving My Life Away," I think. Remember that one? I Love a Rainy Night. Come on, player.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. That was during that whole fucking
That was 80s.
oh yeah.
That was a cut.
Yeah.
What about
Is that country?
yeah.
No way. I thought that was pop.
Well, it might be country pop, but no, it's country. That's the cut right there.
The speakers are on the bottom, bro. There you go.
And then Driving My Life Away. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not against country per se. It just
Those are
ain't me.
country though?
Yeah.
I've always heard they were always played on pop stations because I never listened to country. There's no way I would have heard those if they weren't played on the CHR stations.
But that's just like,
The
I mean,
remix
that's just like the pop stations now are playing what? Rap? Hip hop?
So it was just like a crossover record. That's weird. Never thought about that. So you fly a lot, right?
No.
You fly every once in a while, right?
Yeah.
You've flown before, right?
Have you ever been on a plane where somebody had a baby?
You mean
Not like they were giving birth. No, I'm talking about they brought a baby onto the airplane with them.
Yeah.
Was the baby cool all the way through the
No.
flight, or was it just kicking
No.
and screaming the
Yeah.
whole time?
I wouldn't say the whole time, but
And this was like a baby, like that you can hold, nursing. Yeah, okay. What about I don't know, 8 or 10-year-old kid?
yeah, I would say yeah.
Yeah, that was just out of pocket bugging the shit out of you.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No,
But you do, you know. Actually, one of the last times I flew, there was a baby on the aisle. I was on the aisle seat, and on the opposite side of me, on that aisle seat, was a lady with her baby.
really.
Yeah. So the baby was actually pretty cool. Yeah,
Mom was a bitch, though.
I was, making the goofy faces at it and stuff. So trying to help out
The mom or the
Yeah.
baby?
the baby, of course.
Have you ever had somebody come and sit down next to you where you were just like, fuck, I just don't want to talk. I just want to sit here, and they talk your ear off the whole flight?
No.
You have? Who? Who was it? Was it me? Your mom?
Your
Nana.
grandparents?
Oh, his grandparents. Holy sh! It's like, dude, I just want to put this little white thing in my ear and just chill on the flight. Like, woo. What was she talking to you about?
Anything and everything. So what do you want to do? I thought we had the itinerary already. of what we were doing.
I want to take a nap.
Yeah. I want to keep drawing, look at the ocean, and listen to music.
Have you ever been on a plane where there was some sort of star on the plane?
Yeah, actually, when I moved out to California, Arnold Schwarzenegger was on the plane.
Really?
Had no idea who he was. I think it was actually when he was filming Conan.
Okay.
And my mom made my brother, and my brother might have known who he was. I don't remember. But she made us go and get his autograph, which he was more than happy to give us. And that was it.
You guys probably couldn't understand each other very well either, though, right? Like,
Why are you walking up to me on the plane?
Yeah. I don't know how to write my name. Have you ever been on a plane with...
too long for your plane napkin.
Have you ever been on a plane with anybody
No.
special, spectacular, or anything? Nothing?
No.
Let me ask you this. If you were on an airplane and say there was a professional athlete, for shits and giggles, let's say it was a boxer, right? That was on an airplane. Would you, and it was like your favorite boxer, right? Would you go and sit behind him and try talking to him and keep bugging him? Trying to get his attention?
Well, I wouldn't do that for anybody, regardless if he was a boxer or not.
There's guys. Okay, so who would you dick ride if somebody got on a plane? If there was a star or somebody that got on a plane?
And I would sit there and bug the shit out of them?
Yeah, like dick ride. Like
No,
you just,
I wouldn't do
you're
that.
just so excited to see them that you're just, dude, I gotta go talk to this guy. Like I got questions. I want to fucking know shit.
I don't think I'd do that for anybody.
No?
No. Honestly. Yeah, nobody.
Well, that was a shitty.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd be in awe that I was in this person's company,
right?
but I'm not going to sit there and bombard them with questions and bug them and stuff.
Okay.
It's not that important, I don't think. I'm not trying to be above it, but no, I'm good.
Sebastian?
I think I would try not to.
Johnny
and then
Depp.
Halfway realize into it that I'm doing it.
Right.
That's
a zombie from The Walking Dead.
That's a good one.
Right.
Definitely Tom Segura, the comedian.
Okay.
I'd definitely do that. Bert Kreischer's really annoying, so I probably wouldn't do it to him.
He would probably bug the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would want
Who's
to
the
answer
second
my
person?
questions. Bert Kreischer.
He's a comedian. He does that bit about the machine.
The machine.
You've
All
never
right.
heard that?
No.
Well, we
Oh
can show
my
him after the
god,
show.
dude.
That doesn't surprise
I
me.
don't think so, but
But
Really?
he's the guy who takes his shirt off when he does
Whenever he does a show.
when he's on stage.
But he
Okay.
talks about being the machine where he's a college student and all
He
that.
doesn't know.
No? Okay.
We can show him after. So yeah, probably Tom Segura. I can't really think of anybody else.
Bill Burr.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah. What
I-
out of Tom Segura, what kind of questions would you be asking? Like what
What the fuck is wrong with you?
really like you would
His
but
head
in
is
a
so
good way
fu-
though,
yeah.
right? Like, okay.
Like, what's with you? Because, like, have you seen his podcast?
I think I've heard snippets of I don't know if it's his or if it's snippets of where he's been on other podcasts, but he's really just kind of in your face.
He's got him with his wife, and they do a podcast together, and they have guests all the time. And he has a couple bits that are fucking horrendous, but I find myself laughing at them. There's one called Horrible or Hilarious, and it's usually people getting fucking maimed. So they're getting injured.
Damn.
Yeah. They're getting injured, and he's fucking wheeze laughing. And the guest and his wife are like, what the fuck is wrong with you that this is funny? And then there's another one where it's called Tom or Black.
Tom or Black? Okay.
Because he does a really convincing black voice. So he plays 10 recordings in a row. Some of them are him, and some of them are black people. And he has them guess whether it's Tom or a black person. It's fucking hilarious.
That's pretty fucking funny, dude. So that would be the person like you would. Now, let's say you're on the plane, okay, and you're talking to Tom Segura, and he's just like, you could tell like he's like not that into fucking talking to you, and he turns around and says, "Please just sit back in your seat." And
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think he'd be that calm about it, and that's why I'd want to do it. And I knew you were gonna ask me that.
So let's say Mike Tyson was on an airplane. Would you go talk to Mike Tyson?
No.
Would you talk to Mike Tyson if you saw him on the street?
You're like, oh shit, that's Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
watch him walk by me.
Hey, Mike, what's up, Mike?
Yeah.
What's up, Kane? That's another Tom Segura joke.
All right. So I think I would. Yeah, I think that's about right. I think where he's at now. Like you'd be like, and you wouldn't want to get too close. Like I'm not getting within arm's reach. Yeah, exactly. And so apparently he was on an airplane, and some dude I guess he was already a little inebriated when he got on the plane, and he saw Mike Tyson. He sat behind Mike Tyson and started bugging the shit out of him. And Mike was just trying to talk to him at first, and
please just leave me alone.
Yeah, can you just leave me
I'm
alone?
sick of you, yeah.
And
it wouldn't matter if we got within arm's length.
Just go back to your seat, please.
It wouldn't matter if we got an arm's length of Mike Tyson. He would get within arm's length of us.
Yeah, pretty much, right? He'd jump to the left and hit us.
Yeah.
So he's bugging the shit out of him, and Mike Tyson's kind of like, dude, okay, enough, stop, right? And the dude didn't, and apparently, they said that the dude that was sitting behind him threw a water bottle at him, but if you look at the video, the dude was sitting too close to launch a water bottle at him. Now, somebody else in the airplane may have launched a water, because you could hear that something hit, and then Mike Tyson's beating the shit out of the dude.
Right.
Like he just over the good thing is that he was never going to get planted enough to
Kill him?
super destroy the guy. But I got to tell you, that dude's face, like the side of his face, his shit was cut. Like Mike Tyson hit him hard enough to split his skin.
Well, you like you said, he couldn't get planted, so he couldn't get full swings. But even if he were to cock his arm, his hand, his fist back, even 6 inches, 7 inches, and hit your face from 7 inches,
yeah,
you're still gonna feel it.
Oh yeah,
those bricks he called hands.
Yeah, that's why they call him Iron Mike.
Yeah.
Like, how fucking stupid do you got to be to poke somebody called Iron Mike? Like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I heard that story. But did you hear that the police are investigating? Well, let me backtrack. They interviewed the victim,
Mike Tyson?
who's not pressing charges against Mike Tyson.
Right.
But yet they're still the police are still investigating it. Now, that goes back to the Will Smith. I mean,
I think they have to, because I believe Mike Tyson's hands have to be registered as lethal weapons
for the rest of his life?
for the rest of his life, dude.
Really?
Yeah, fuck yeah, bro. He was a professional boxer, bro, for years. Absolutely. You don't stop learning how to hit somebody. Like,
But you get old. Time goes by.
I'm assuming that yes, they would still be registered as lethal weapons, because even when you become semi-pro, I think they get registered at that point.
But I mean, he's not boxing at all.
Yes, he is. He just boxed last year.
Against who?
Who the fuck did he box? God damn it. I don't know. It was on his Triller shit that he boxed another boxer, Roy Jones, last year.
Really?
I believe.
Okay.
And he's actually...
so registering your hands as lethal weapons is a real thing?
Yeah.
I just thought that was something that people say.
No, that's real.
Oh, wow.
Because I have a cousin he was a Golden Glove boxer, became an amateur boxer, and then when he started his amateur career, after his second fight, he had come home and he found his old lady with some dude, and he beat the shit out of both of them, and he went to jail. He went to jail for a really long time because his hands were registered. Crazy, right?
But it makes sense.
Why are you going to beat up the other dude, though?
Really?
Yeah, did he know him?
So if you came home and you found your wife with some dude, you wouldn't...
Beat up the dude?
Yeah.
Probably not. Why would I beat him up? He didn't know.
How the fuck could he not know? Your pictures are all over that place. How could he not know? And the town that they're in, bro.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Okay, hypothetically, but let's just say your old lady was at a bar and she's making out with some other dude. Are you gonna go beat him up?
Yeah, probably.
Why?
That way, when I turn around and put it on her, most of it will be out of me by the time I get to her, so that I won't be.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know,
I get it.
The 20-year-old in me would say yes, beat up the dude.
Right.
But the 50-year-old in me says
Saying beat up your wife.
no. It's saying he ain't got nothing to do with it. It's all her
I was
fault.
fucking waiting.
He said, "There's not enough pocket sand in the world."
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, there's that old adage that, you know, if she's with some other dude she wasn't mine to begin with, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Okay,
But-
well that not because this subject's getting brought up already.
right.
I just heard on an interview a girl says a man who cheats is because he's a cheater.
But if a woman cheats, it's because she's not being satisfied or some shit like that, right?
And a woman who cheats is because she's not being satisfied at home. And that's not necessarily the physical aspect of it.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I think the difference is that a man's just not just a cheater, but he's a physical cheater, where a woman is an emotional cheater. So, like, let's say I was married and she cheated, right? It would have had to have been. It wasn't just like she saw somebody and said, "Ooh, look at that guy, I'm gonna go." Blah, blah, blah. It's gonna be somebody that dude that's been lurking, and oh yeah, that's my friend from work, and she goes to work and oh he does this and he does it. Man, that's fuck. I would never do something like that to you, and blah blah blah, and starts putting that shit in her ear. And next thing you know, they're having lunch at a fucking hotel while his fucking ass is in full swing tapping her. You know what I mean? Like. That's an emotional cheat. You know what I mean? Because she's got to build that relationship first to where a man can.
What's messed up is I mentioned this to my old lady. It was like yesterday morning or something. I said, "Yeah, man. This person said a man cheats. He's just a cheater. And if a woman cheats because she's not being satisfied at home,
And
dude,
she
without
said it was
missing a
right.
beat, she was like, "Yeah, that sounds right."
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn."
Naturally. Every woman thinks that.
I was like, "Easy, slow down, girl."
Yeah, right. See, you couldn't even think about that for a second. Like, how long were you waiting to say
you
that?
couldn't put yourself in that position. Be like, well, I don't know, because my husband's the greatest, and he wouldn't do that, and da da da.
Yeah, my
She was
friend
like,
told
yeah.
me yes, like something. Tony left the house scratching his head, like, what the
I
fuck?
actually did. I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah.
I was like, she said that pretty quick.
Sure, you don't want to call her about that hall pass, huh?
What about this? I heard another interview of an actress. So she's got money. They were talking about she's single, recently single.
Okay.
Recently divorced, I should say.
Call me.
I wouldn't say recently she's divorced.
Okay.
So they were talking about her dating and whatever, and she's like, I'm kind of old school, and I like the flowers and all that kind of stuff. So they asked her, they said, would you ask a guy out on a date, like to go out to dinner? And she said yes, she would do that if she found somebody attractive that she clicked with, if you will. She would ask him out to dinner. And they said, oh, okay, cool. Would you pay? And she said, absolutely not. And they were like, why not? She goes, because it's the first date. He should pay. I'm old school like that. So they're saying, well, wait a minute. You invited him to dinner.
Right. And if
Exactly.
you're old school, that should be your old school, not.
Yeah. And she was like, well, what if he didn't realize I was feeling him? So I wanted to make sure that we were able to see if anything was there. And they were still like, but the point is, you asked him, so shouldn't you be the one to pay?
I'll put it to that lady like this if you're listening. Check this out. It's like the fair. You want to ride a ride, and you got to buy the ticket to ride the ride, but you still got to wait in line. So by going and asking the dude out, you're buying the ticket, and now you're going to wait in line to figure out if you're going to ride the ride. Make sense?
No.
Not one bit. That is the weirdest analogy I've ever heard you say in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounded really good in my head.
I could tell because you said it with such confidence.
Because I started explaining it, and I was like, don't get lost. Don't get lost.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so
Here we go. This is going to be another good one.
yeah, I'm gonna try to sum it up. Try to sum it up here. Try to get it all together. Here we go. Everybody take a deep breath. Turn up the radio just a little bit. Let's try to dial it in. It's kind of like, okay, so she's saying, well, he doesn't know that I'm interested. I need to give him a little push, a little nudge in the right direction.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So it would be the same thing. Oh, I want to ride that ride, but I'm not sure.
Stop using the roller coaster.
Yeah, I think the ride is...
All right. So, in other words, okay, so you want to do that. If you ask, even if it is just to let him know, hey, I'm interested, hello, right? The fact that you asked, that's on you. Now, if as a dude, right, and as an old school dude, if that happened and we went to dinner, I would still pay.
Yes, I can see that.
But I don't want her. I wouldn't assume that she would assume that I assumed she was going to pay.
Let me ask you this. Let's say you're in a position, because your analogy is now is not working.
You are
right.
fucking up
So
right now.
let's
Help me out.
just not. I'm not going to help you on that, but you're in the position you're in now.
Okay.
Your job, your lifestyle, whatever. You met not necessarily an actress.
Okay.
It could be a B list. Doesn't matter. She asked you to dinner.
Right.
Check comes. Are you offering to pay?
Absolutely.
Okay. What if she says, no, I invited you, I would like to pay? Are you fighting her for that ticket?
No.
So all she got to do is say it once and you're good?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
That's all anybody has to do for him.
I'm like, they got to tell me twice, shit. But I would be like, hey, I'll tell you what, okay, you can pay for it, but I'll leave the tip.
See, that's where you messed up.
And I'd leave a generous tip.
That's where you messed up.
Why?
See, that's why you ain't got no game. I'm paying for
tripping.
the next one. Come on, player. That's right there.
No way, dude. You're setting precedents. That's the whole reason why.
No, first of all...
Wait, hold on.
Let
Let me explain. You hold on to that for just a second. Like, the first year of dating somebody or being with somebody?
Year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say the first 6 months. Okay, how about that? Is that better? The first 3 months of being with somebody is setting expectations. Right? So if you date somebody for 3 months and every time you went, you took her flowers or you took her a gift, she's going to get programmed that, fuck, every time I see this guy, he's going to give me something. No, you don't give them anything for the first year. And then after that, when you buy them something, it's something for the both of you or for the house.
This is why he has no game.
Zero game, homie. Your son even said it. This is what I'm saying. You sit there and say, okay, cool, I got the next one. I'm not worried about 3 months from now. I'm not worried about a year from now. I just want to get a second date. That's it. Period. I'll pay for the next one. So now
I'm going to hit it that night. What do I need to wait till the second day for?
Okay, then I'll cover breakfast.
How about, what are you making for breakfast?
This guy. Yeah.
Hey, are we gonna order from the hotel or are we going out to breakfast? Because I'll get breakfast. How about that?
Wonk, wonk, wonk. But anyways, but yeah, she was just like, absolutely not. I'm not paying for that meal. It's our first date. And I was even like, man, she's like serious about it too.
But but that's the confusing part, especially about nowadays. Like, women want to be treated as equal, and they want to blah blah blah. But then they don't want to be treated as equal. Like, you still got to open doors. You still got to do what? Like, I saw this interview with who's the guy that comes out on the last one. He got Captain's shield.
The
black guy.
Mackie.
Okay. He had an interview. He was doing an interview with
Oh, her. What the fuck's her name?
black lady, looks like a dude, used to be on radio.
Wendy Williams.
That
Wendy
one.
So Wendy Williams is interviewing him, and she said something about. He said something like, "Oh, make daddy a sandwich." How did it start off?
It started off. She said, She said, I expect you to pay. So if you expect me to pay, you make daddy a sandwich. And she's fucking flabbergasted. And the fucking crowd is like, no, boo, or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, oh, no, wait, okay, hold on. And then he said, so if we go out on a date, you expect me to pay, right? She said, of course. And she said, and if we out on a town and somebody says something slick to you, you want me to punch him in the mouth, right? She said, yeah, well, then you make daddy a sandwich.
And then everybody turned and was like, yeah.
Yeah. He don't get it. He's fucking...
Yeah.
We'll give him a second.
He's still trying to figure out who Wendy Williams is.
So in other words, you want me to pay and you want me to stick up for you, but you won't even make me a fucking sandwich?
I think that where his downfall on that was make daddy a sandwich. Daddy, the word daddy. He's trying to be slick. He's trying to be smooth. To me, that ain't smooth. Why could he just say, okay, then you're going to make me a sandwich when we're at home? And that's more of an even playing field. Okay, he's got a point. If we're going out, he's paying. But if we at home, I'll make him a sandwich.
Why can't he be daddy? If she mommy, baby, mama.
I don't know. It's just the daddy part, I think, is what made him sound chauvinistic, may I say?
You may. I think he was being playful when he said that.
Of course.
I don't think he was being chauvinistic.
But that's pretty much why he got booed.
I don't know. I think he's right, though.
But can we go back to something that you just kind of glossed over?
What's that?
What's wrong with opening a woman's door?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Because you were like, they expect us to open their doors. It's like, damn, kid.
No, what I'm saying is that, and they don't. Maybe I misspoke that, because I can get my own door.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, well then I'll fucking push her back and shut the door. Then fucking get it. I'm trying to be a gentleman. I'm trying to be nice and hold the door open for you, and you're gonna come at me with some bullshit about I can get my own door. Cool then. The fuck back and open your own door.
No, she's just saying.
But then the next time, if you don't open the door, it's like, well, are you gonna get the door for me?
She's just saying we're not there yet.
Not where? I can't open I can't be a gentleman and open a door?
No, because I can open my own door.
Fuck that.
Right now, we're just getting to know each other, and I appreciate you trying to open the door.
Fuck that. You know what? I'm going to walk behind her. Bitch, you open the fucking door.
I appreciate you wanting to open the door for me, but you know what? I'll handle it right now for myself.
If we go out on a date, you open the door for daddy. How about that shit? It's just, look, dude, there's so much and fucking toxic masculinity and all this bullshit. Well, on the other side of it, it's all toxic femininity, because they're taking everything that we've ever learned about being a man and being a gentleman and telling us that we can't do it, and that by doing those things that we're somehow taking something away from them when we're not. It's a show of respect. It's a show of kindness, and it's a show of love. And if you think that you're above that and you don't want us to do that, then kick rocks and open your own fucking door.
See, but why you got to get so negative about it? All she's saying is I can get my own door. It's cool. Hey, I'm good, Daddy.
Well, because I'm trying to be a gentleman.
And at that point, here's another opening for you that you're just completely missing.
Yeah, the door.
No, then you can pay for your meal too.
No, because now you're just being defensive and
it's if this is how we are, meaning we're not there yet in this relationship. We just did our first date, whatever.
Oh, so we going Dutch?
Yeah, I could get my own door. I could do, because hey, we're not necessarily together. So right now we just getting to know each other. I get my own door. Be like, okay, then.
All right. Well, let me ask you a question.
Not that I would do that. I'm just saying.
Right. So let's set the scenario of something else you wouldn't do, because here's my thing. If that was the case, okay, you know, when I was somebody, hey, I got my own door. Okay, cool. Well, then are you gonna get your own meal? Like, you know what I mean? If we're not there yet and that's where we're at, cool, right? So does that mean if somebody walks by and catches my eye, I can look at her? Without the other person saying anything, because, bitch, we ain't there yet. I can look at all I want. The menu's open.
No.
Why?
Because that'd be like saying you shouldn't go and try and open somebody else's door. Because you're not. If you see a woman trying to get into a car, you're not going to try and open her door as you're walking by, are you?
No, because it's someone else's car.
Yeah. No, because it's the dude that's in the driver's seat that should have been opening the fucking door for
Maybe
her.
it was two girls out on friends.
Right?
I mean,
You know what? Honestly, here's my... If I had gone out on a date and that's the way the date went, I can get my own door. I'll pay for my own meal. Oh, cool. So we here as friends. And if I'm walking out and there's a beautiful woman that nobody's opened the door for and she's trying to get in a car, yeah, I might stop and open the door just to prove a point.
Okay, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Because
There's nothing wrong with that.
Because
So if you're telling me if you were a woman...
But the way you're putting it right now is, oh, okay, then we're just friends. That's how you just put it.
Well, that's how you put it. That's how she was putting it. Because if she's saying,
No,
hey,
that's
I got my own door.
That's how you're putting it because you're the first one. You're the one that says, I got my... You're saying it with an attitude as if this woman would be saying it with an attitude.
Does he not say everything with an attitude?
Absolutely she would. And you should take it like that even if she doesn't say it like that. Because she's taking away your manhood by not allowing you to do that. Look, hey, dude, this is... You know what I mean? This is what... Here, let me get the door for you. I'm a gentleman. Hey, I care enough about you to open the fucking door so that you can go in and be as glamorous as you want to be. I'm going to walk in behind you because you're the centerpiece. You're the light of the night, and I'm opening the door to let you go in first. Right? You never heard it put that way, did you?
No, but I'll open the door so they can go in, but I'm jumping in the front. Because I'm the alpha male. I'm leading. You're following.
Well, how are you going to go in first?
No, I would open the door, let her in first. But then I'm jumping in the front.
Well, of course.
Okay, well, that's not what you said. You said, I'm letting you go in.
Yeah, I'm letting you go in first through the fucking door.
So everybody can see you and we...
Absolutely. That way, when I walk in and I grab your hand, I'll be like, that's right, bitches. She with me. Back the fuck up. It's like when
I don't know what to tell you, player.
It's like when you have a brand new car, you roll up, hey, tonight we valet parking because everybody that watches get out this bitch, right? You buy a new suit, you buy new clothes because you want a peacock, right?
Right.
Same kind of shit. You let her go in because she's them fancy feathers on the back end of your peacock, and then you come in and be like, hey, here I am.
Okay, player.
Am I wrong? Sebastian?
Don't look at me. The last time we talked about relationships, you reminded me that I haven't been in one in a while. So.
I got to give you your props, kid.
Well, do you remember anything from the
No.
last time? No.
I choose not to.
Okay. Yeah, dude. I just think that there's a lot of shit that's going on that takes away from.
But I also think that scenario you're bringing up about a woman saying, I'll open my own door. That's the exception, not the norm. Okay? And if you wound up with somebody like that and it's not your cup of tea, then yeah, you can sit there and say, okay, then I'm assuming this meal's going Dutch. Because obviously you're not gonna want a second date with this person once she says that.
Right.
So fuck it. You know, why am I investing in this?
Would it be wrong to just leave at that point? Oh, I can get my own door.
No, because if you're gonna go Dutch, you might as well eat.
Right.
She might have some friends. Because
True that.
I remember I learned this in junior high for high school. Every year, you be cool with all the girls.
I thought you were gonna say the big girls because they always had to find chicks around.
No, a big girl, all the girls, not so good looking, whatever. You be cool with them because next year there might be some new students that come that become friends with these girls. I learned that in junior high. So every year in high school, it was be cool with everybody because you never know. There might be a transfer student that all of a sudden starts hanging out with that clique. Hey, he's a nice guy. Hey, what's up with your friend? What's up with the new girl? Oh, I'll put in a good name for you. Word up.
Wow. Is it Milo again?
I don't know.
Or is it the wind?
It's probably the wind.
We heard some knocking on the door. Or so we thought. Well, no, because Milo works till 9 tonight, so we cool. It was just the old wind monster. Yeah, you're right about that. Because I remember mine was always be cool with the big girls because they always have hot friends. Because the ones that were hot or just about hot would hang out with the ones that weren't so hot to make them look hotter.
Because they're the dumb, ugly, fat friends.
With me, it was always you already spoke to all these girls,
Right.
so you looking for the new kids that moved to town
He
for
said,
next year.
them girls already know all my secrets. I need to get me some new ones.
That used to be my game all the time.
That's fucking hilarious. Have you seen that video of fucking Biden where he's giving a speech and he turns around and he goes to shake somebody's hand that's
And no
not
one's
there?
Yeah.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah,
That's who's running the country right now.
That's fucking scary as shit, dude. And he's the one having meetings with these fucking leaders that want to kill us and shit. Like, holy shit. And why has all that shit died down already?
I don't know.
What shit is that?
Well, they're not really
Russia,
talking
Ukraine.
about Russia, Ukraine, like it's
I guess
there,
'cause
but
Russia got its ass whooped.
yeah, right.
Oh, I think it's still there. Everything that I listen to, they still talk about it on a regular basis. And I can understand. I get it. War is fucked up. But some of the stories they're saying about, like women getting raped and stuff.
Oh yeah,
That's some fucked up shit right there.
yeah, dude.
That's happened since the beginning of time.
And it's just something you don't think
You don't
about.
think about, right?
That
You
was
just think
an-
about the soldiers fighting and stuff. Dude.
There's an entire, I don't know what to call it, like era of time when Japan was first starting in World War II. The entire rape of Nanking is what it's called, where the Japanese were just running through Chinese towns and just,
Really?
yeah. And it's called the rape of Nanking.
They interviewed a woman, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's totally true. I don't know. They could be lying. Who
Right.
knows? But she was saying how some soldiers came in. She was with her son because her husband's out fighting, and they told her, "Tell your son to go in his room, and we're going to go into the basement, or we're just going to kill the both of you." And she goes into the basement. She ain't got no choice. It's like, man, that's fucked up.
Wow. But that it's those kinds of things that create that everlasting hate for another country. Like that little Ukrainian kid that his mom went down. He's fucking Russians. He's gonna hate them forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he'll never have a Russian friend after that. Like he might have a Russian brother, but he'll never have a Russian friend. You know what I mean?
So fucked
Was that
up.
too rough?
I thought that one went over your head for a second.
I did
was
too.
a little scared for you, Tony. I'm not gonna lie. That doesn't mean it was a good joke,
Right.
but-
Yeah, it was in poor taste, but it was a joke nonetheless.
But anyways, like for example, veterans. I knew a vet a while back wouldn't eat Chinese food. You know what I'm
Makes
saying?
sense.
And I was like, "Damn, kid, like that." He's like, "Fuck that, I'm not."
I'm surprised my grandpa drinks orange juice. Agent Orange.
Wow.
He wouldn't eat Chinese food. Only made in America stuff. And I mean, I don't even think he's alive anymore. He was that old. But what would he do today? He wouldn't have a cell phone. You know what I'm saying? I mean, take all these gadgets that we've got, TVs.
Yeah, nothing.
What's he gonna do?
Zenith don't make TVs no more.
RCA.
Yeah.
But he was adamant about it. He was like, nope.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, here's a fucked up question: are all the flags, the United States flags, are they all made here in the U.S.?
Probably.
You think? I don't know.
Probably.
I would hope so, but I would also think that it's cheaper to have it made somewhere else.
I
Like a lot
think
of
there's
things.
some that probably aren't, but they're the ones that aren't here. They're everywhere else.
Well, I think because the real ones I don't think are like the ones that we put out at our house.
No, the real ones are probably like sewn together.
Yeah,
like
canvas
real
or double-sided.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the ones that
For example, after 9/11, how there were flags flying everywhere. We didn't make all them flags.
No.
I doubt that anybody would have bought a flag made anywhere else than the U.S.
Well, but
the
come on,
12th.
I mean, we say
Kid,
yeah,
money.
we say that, but at the same time, fucking our president, when Trump was president, well, buy American made, blah blah blah. All of his fucking hats were made in fucking like Malaysia or whatever. His ties that his company, they were all done in China. Like, you know, at the end of the day, money rules the world. So
Yes. And again, the amount of flags that got pushed out.
that quickly, yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, our workforce is still. I'm only working 5 days. I'm only working 8 hours a day.
Right.
Whereas China, no, you working 7 days a week, 18 hours a day.
Well, that's why they started unions, though. Like, well, here in the U.S., does any other country have unions?
Isn't it China where people would kill themselves because they're not making quotas? Like the employees would jump out of buildings because they didn't make their quotas and stuff like that. Did that ever happen here? No, right?
No, not that I know of.
I remember, wasn't it like an Apple factory out there that a couple of like high level people were jumping out of buildings because their quotas weren't being met.
Really?
Yeah, they take that shit serious out there.
I'd have been dead like several times in my life already if that was the case. Well, but that's the same country that if they disrespect that they, you know, the knife and what's that shit called when they...
I don't
That's
think they do.
Japan.
That's Japan?
I don't
Oh.
think they do that anymore.
For fuck's sakes.
There's probably
They
a
don't do
small
it
group,
anymore.
yeah.
But in Japan, that's called seppuku, which is like honorable suicide.
Seppuku?
Yeah. Not Sudoku.
Yeah. That's a
That's a
game,
game.
right? Yeah. All right. Have you ever worked for a union?
No, but my wife works their union.
Oh, so the post office is a union?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever worked for a union?
Not that I know of.
I've never worked for one either. But I got to tell you, I don't know if I should say this, but I'm going to say it. I kind of think, to some degree, that unions work backwards for the American people at this time. I wouldn't say so much at the post office, but like at all the car companies, the people that make vehicles here in the U.S., it's all done by machine now, right? Because it was too expensive to pay these people their rates that they get because every year they negotiate and they blah, 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 and they do all this. And because they all band together, the unions have to give them, or the companies have to give in to the unions. And that's why car prices are so high.
Well, yeah. And unions, dude, some of the stories my wife tells me about people showing up late all the time. And they want to they get written up and stuff. I'm just going to the union. It's like, well, why would you go to the union?
Right.
You show up to work on time and there won't be an issue.
Yeah, you're the one that applied here.
Yeah, but yet the union would help them get out of it, you know, however it is that they do it.
Wow.
I don't know.
Well, right. Like, and a lot of companies have, like the ones that have unions, like let's say you showed up to work drunk, or there was something about that you had some sort of, what's the addiction or whatever, that they have to send you to a treatment center. They can't fire you. They have to send you to go get treatment, and the insurance pays for it. And then once you're done, you can come back and get your job.
Yeah, well, then again, I think something like that, it might be helpful. Because you have an addiction. I really believe if you're addicted to something, it's almost out of your control. Ever since I started taking nitrous going to the dentist, I get it.
Is that good, huh?
Yeah, I truly get it.
Actually, you know what's funny is every time you talk about it, your fucking face lights up.
I totally, somebody's addicted to something, I get it. I totally get it. And that's why I'm strong enough to stay away from everything. But for those who aren't and they become addicted to something, I'm not mad at them.
So how would you feel like if I was able to get you a nitrous bottle for Christmas?
Because when I go to the dentist, she is keeping an eye on the amount of gas I'm getting, stuff like that. Because there are times when, again, I wake up and she's like, oh, hey, let me give you a little bit more gas. Maybe it's not enough. And you start breathing in regular air. That's why oxygen, I should say. That's why you're waking up. So for me to have my own tank, I think I might,
OD pretty quick.
Yeah.
So when you take it, right, they put it on you. All right, Tony, you're going to count to 10. How long does it take, like from the to the does it take?
A minute.
Really?
It might feel like a minute. I don't know.
So let's say they're working in your mouth and you start breathing more air than oxygen, or more oxygen than the gas, and you start to come up. How quickly do you go back under when they turn it on?
Pretty quick, because again, what it is it's coming in through your nose.
Okay.
Because they're working on your mouth.
Right.
So it's quite possible I'm just breathing through my mouth more than through my nose. So I'm getting the oxygen that way. So if I start to wake up and she sees it, she might do something with the gas, and I just know naturally, let me start really inhaling through my nose right now.
Wow.
And I'll just go back under.
Wow. Have you ever had gas like that at the dentist?
Not at the dentist.
You've had gas before? Where?
I don't know.
Oh.
I've been put under before, and it took 3 seconds.
And it was the same through the nostrils? Or was it a liquid?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
When I was getting surgery on my arm.
I don't remember that.
You weren't there for that.
Yeah. Ouch.
You weren't.
Because I remember doing it with when they put me under for the surgeries for my arms. That shit was like, all right, go ahead and count to 10. You won't make it to 3, but count to 10.
But that's stuff they might inject you with. And,
yeah.
That stuff's no joke either. But
liquid Valium, dude. That shit, I'll swear by it. That shit was good.
Nitrous, I'm telling you. It's just like the movies.
Well, we'll have to get a little bit of both, and we'll each try the opposite and see who's better off when we're done. Holy shit. You down, Sebastian?
No.
Have a little opioid party?
No.
Last time we spoke, you were supposed to watch The Batman, and you were going to sit there and complain if it wasn't good, and because it was a recommendation that I gave.
Dude, that fucking movie was good.
See what I'm saying?
It was real. Like, I went in there thinking, fuck, it's a 3-hour movie. This kid's going to be a fucking terrible Batman. Like, and right after we were, okay, it's pretty good. And then at the end, I was like, wow, it really didn't feel like 3 hours. Like, there was enough action that kept going. It was good.
I'm going to disagree with you. It definitely felt like a 3-hour movie, but it was worth it. I liked it.
However, there was just one thing that really got me. They could have ended that movie like 5 fucking times.
And made it a not 3-hour movie.
Yeah. And not made it. Because there was one point where I thought, oh, well, it fucking ended. And then they picked it back up where he goes back after the Riddler because, we didn't catch him, like, blah, blah, blah. And he's in the dude's room, right?
Oh,
and he's looking at shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was over. Yeah. I thought it was over. And all of a sudden he goes off on another adventure.
I'll agree with you on that, especially when they were in the that arena where Batman was fighting up in the rafters,
Oh yeah,
and then after about 5 minutes later, that the water all came in.
yeah.
They could have done without all that.
Yeah. But the action scenes were a lot better than I anticipated with that guy. I didn't think Robert Pattinson would be able to do, fight scenes like that, but he did pretty good. It wasn't bad. But we were talking. You know who I think would make a great fucking Joker? Is Galecki. What's his first name?
Johnny Galecki.
Johnny Galecki. He's the guy from
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory, the one that was dating Kaylee Coco or Penny. Penny.
The dude with the skirt, with the curly hair.
Yeah.
He was on Roseanne for a little while.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he'd be a great Batman.
Batman.
Or not Batman, I'm sorry, Joker. I think he'd be a fucking excellent Joker. He's not tall enough, but I think he'd be a great Joker. I think he could pull it off. So if they ever did like a Legos one.
You think his voice is a Joker's voice?
No, but I think that he could pull the face off. And
You just said Legos.
Oh yeah, because he's short. Yeah, it was a short joke. But I think that he could really. I think like he would really delve into the character. I think he'd be really good at it.
So did you see where I was saying about the
Saw thing?
The Saw and the
7. I very 7-ish. Very.
The Saw was the dude making the videos
with the mouse
on the TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it. I didn't kind of. I leaned more towards 7 than I did Saw. I'm not a big fan of Saw, anyways. But I could see why you would think that. But yeah, I thought I knew who it was when with the little kid that came out and talked to him, and then when he's walking by, is it at a funeral, right? Yeah, when he was Bruce Wayne and he was walking in, and the guy was standing there talking, saying shit about whoever was on stage or whatever. I can't remember the exact.
When he said he's got something about people with money.
Yes,
that wasn't him.
Yeah, it was.
No, was it?
Because there was 2 guys. It was the first one, and then that same guy went upstairs.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Wasn't it?
One more time.
So when he's walking in as Bruce Wayne, he talks to the younger guy.
There's 2 guys, the one at the bottom and the one on the balcony.
I thought it was the same person.
No.
Because he talked to 2 different people downstairs.
Exactly. He talked to 2 different people.
And then the first guy that he talked to was the guy that went upstairs, because as soon as he started walking away, he turned back around and the guy was dipping back. He went upstairs. I think that was him.
No, it wasn't the first guy that he talked to the one that tried to sneak out and the cop pushed him back in. And the second guy was the one that goes, "You look familiar," and looks up at him.
Oh, maybe. I'm going to have to go back and look at it.
Yeah, me too. But no, I don't think so.
No. I don't want to research it.
And you were right, dude. HBO. It was on It wasn't even on HBO. I mean, it's on HBO Max.
Yeah.
But it came on Saturday night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I was cooking dinner outside in the backyard on a barbecue, and we have a TV in the backyard. And it was on, so I had to play it in the background as I was cooking. And then when it was done, my wife came out, and we have a table. And so we sat down, and I changed it. And she's like, "How come you don't want to watch it?" And I was like, "Because it's so dark." You know what I'm saying? It's like...
I need something light now. Yeah. No, I feel you. Yeah, it was very...
It's a dark movie.
Yeah.
I mean, literally dark.
Yeah. It was good, though. It was good. Much better than I thought it was going to be. Have you seen Uncharted? The one with Spider-Man and...
Mark
Wahlberg. It's the kid that plays Spider-Man.
No, I haven't seen that. No,
it's good. It's a good movie too. Yeah, it really follows kind of like the game, because it's based off of a game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it plays really well.
A video game? So you're recommending it?
Yeah.
Okay, so nobody watch it.
That movie's fucking fantastic. You guys are. As a matter of fact, that fucking Ghostbusters movie was so good, they're making another one.
I think it's so bad that they're making another one to try to redeem themselves.
You're tripping. That movie was great. And anybody that says that it's not, you can all SMMFD. How about that? God damn, it's getting warm in here. What other movie was it? There was something else that we were supposed to watch. Because you keep saying I give you bad movies, dude. You're tripping.
You have.
You're tripping. I told you exactly. Even the one about the dog. I told you exactly what it was, what to expect.
You shouldn't even mentioned it. You should just said saw this movie. It's about a dog.
And just let it go.
Yeah, because that movie was horrible.
Mm-hmm. All right.
What you do this weekend?
What did I do this weekend? Saturday I worked. I did something. What did we do Sunday?
I worked on Sunday.
There was something I did. I can't fucking remember what it was. Must not have been that exciting.
You went to San Bernardino.
Oh, that's right. So our
Native
tribe,
Native tribe.
Yeah, our native tribe was here. They have an annual meeting in San Bernardino, and then they do on Mother's Day weekend. They do like a powwow in Bakersfield, and then towards the end of the year, they do one in Sacramento. So I went to this one to get their stuff put into the system and get their own numbers. That way they can, partake in some of the stuff that we get as natives. What do you got? What you laughing about? Don't laugh at my peoples.
So it's like you're 1/16th native. That makes the kids like 132.
No, I'm 132nd.
So what's that? They're 164 now.
Yeah, something like that. That's good, right?
Hey,
shit, it's enough to get just one drop, bro. That's all they need. One drop of blood. We're good. So we went there, and it was really kind of cool to see. They had a lady that comes up and they teach you language. They'll go up and they'll teach you how to say certain things.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's really kind of cool. And they tell you about how they use all the money and the money from the government, how it's allocated.
So not to put you on the spot, so do you know any words?
Halito is hello. And Eokoki is goodbye.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's Sai Chata.
Don't push your luck, kid. Don't push your luck.
Yeah, and I don't want to say the wrong thing, right? They were teaching us how to say I am Choctaw. We are Choctaw. They are Choctaw. Something like that. So it's really kind of cool. I didn't know we're like one of the 5 largest nations or tribes in all of the U.S. One of the top 5 recognized tribes. We have like 208,000 members or something like that.
But you guys ain't got no casinos.
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
But it's in Oklahoma. And I guess it's in Durant, Oklahoma, which is like an hour outside of Dallas. I didn't know they were that close to Dallas. But they also have their own university on the reservation. So they have, but it's a gaming university. So you can go there and learn how to fix the machines. You can go learn how to be a dealer. You can go how to,
So if you went to that casino in Oklahoma, would you have any type of pull? Like, do you have a card that would get you a discount at the buffet?
Well, I don't know. I'm assuming so. I would just use my ID, my native ID, and just like this gas station here across the street from the casino.
The new one?
Yeah. So their gas station, right? I can go into that gas station and I can buy anything inside, show my card, and I don't pay taxes.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Really?
Halito. Yup.
Wow.
And if I actually lived on a reservation, I could, like, when I went to go buy the car, I wouldn't pay taxes on it if I had a reservation address. You wouldn't pay taxes on it.
Wow. Have you done it?
Go here? Yeah. To go buy like sodas or whatever, buy my cigarettes there.
Man.
It's a trip. And then even at the casino, I can go in there, and when I go to the little store in there, show them my card. I don't pay taxes.
Wow.
I don't have it with me. I'd show it to you, but yeah, it's just. And what's cool is when you go now, like to the one in May, They were doing it there this weekend too, but the kids couldn't go, so I just filled out the paperwork for them. But when you go, they'll take your picture and they have a little scanner machine. You put the white card in, and it scans it. Like at Costco, right?
Right.
That same kind of, but it's colored. So it'll have the little purple border on there with the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma and blah blah.
So if you went to the casino and went to get food,
I don't know if it works on the food. I know that it works in the gift shop, because if I go buy cigarettes, so I don't pay taxes on them.
wow.
Yeah, it's a trip, dude. It's a trip. And there's there's certain casinos that, like, if they make enough money, they pay out to their tribes, right? But there's so many people, and we have, I guess they're one of the largest reservations as well. And they just got a portion of their sovereignty on their lands, so they have a bigger portion of what their lands are there. So it's really kind of interesting to go in
Oregon. There's no sales tax.
Correct. There's no state tax. No state sales tax.
Right. So if you go to the liquor store or grocery store, what you see on the thing is what you're paying.
Right.
That's a trip.
Right. There's another state that's like that. Who else is like that?
I don't know.
It's not Nevada. I wanted to say it was Oregon or the old Colorado, but I don't think that's right. There's another state that's like that. Yeah, there's a few of them like that. But we pay for all the extra taxes here in California. We pay everybody's taxes across the nation. Fuckers. Have you heard anything about, or have you gotten a check for the gas? They were supposed to do like $400 for every person.
Oh, that's right. No, I haven't received anything.
Fuckers.
That does ring a bell now.
Yeah.
I did know. I got a discount on my natural gas for the home.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't much. It was $40 maybe. Something like that. It was
but $40, what is that? 2-3 months of gas service?
Not when you're heating the pool and heating the jacuzzi.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't have that one. I don't have that luxury. I went straight cold shit. Cold water. We doing polar bear shit over here.
And don't get me wrong, not that I heat the pool all that often.
Right.
But it's like this time of year, it's always usually Easter. Just to knock the chill off of it.
Right.
Sunday.
Wow. Yeah, this year's been kind of weird with the weather. Like, normally, is it this windy still this deep into the year?
No. Usually wind starts around Mother's Day.
Okay.
I always remember that because I remember always trying to barbecue for Mother's Day and the wind be kicking up.
So it's earlier then?
Yeah.
The wind was early this year?
So is the heat. I mean, I heard today that it's actually 6 degrees higher than normal today.
Holy shit. That's a lot, dude.
And you could tell because I don't know if you're familiar with palm trees, how they sprout for new branches, and they all these seeds come out.
Yeah.
That they used to go by the month. That usually happens like end of May, beginning of June. I already saw them. They're starting to sprout those. You could tell it's you got your fan palms, but then these long, pointy palms will come out. It's just it looks like a spear,
right?
But it's not straight. It's and it opens up, and all these seeds fall out, and that's when a new palm is created.
Right.
So they're already starting to sprout. And it's what, April still?
Wow. I wonder if the ends are going to switch, north and south, if they're going to switch at some point, where it's going to be cold on the South Pole and hot in the North Pole.
Does that usually happen?
Well, it's never happened in our lifetime, but I'm assuming that the way things are going. And here's my question: they say, "Oh, well, fucking California, there's no water. Why don't they just go pick up one of them big ass icebergs that break off and go drop it at the top of the Colorado River and let that shit melt, and we'd be cool?" Because I looked at pictures of the Hoover Dam, like they have cameras on the Hoover Dam, and fuck, dude, the Colorado River looks low.
Yeah.
Way low.
I don't know. But when I used to go to Arizona and we'd go to Lake Pleasant, I think it was called.
Right.
we let's say 5 years in a row we'd go, and every year it was lower and lower to where you could tell when you're out on the river, you can see the watermarks on the mountains.
Oh yeah,
it's like 10 feet high.
So what took you out to Lake Pleasant?
Oh, James and his family.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Because they lived out there, right? And that little road to get to is kind of rough, right?
Yeah.
When I lived out there and I was doing radio there, one of the dude that got me into radio was there, and he had a boat, and we would go up there like every weekend. And man, that lake was dirty as shit though. Like if you got in it at all, like you were covered in like oil or soot from all the watercrafts that were in there.
I wouldn't go in.
No,
the kids would though. They jump in all the time. When my daughter started getting a little older, so she was probably 12, 13.
Wow.
We'd be parked near the boats that are strung together, partying and stuff.
Right.
We'd be close enough to be able to hear, the music and the loud talking and stuff, but we'd still be far away enough.
Right.
That, because the kids were here. Well, anyway, she started getting a little older. So one day they jumped in, and she faked it like she was swimming over there because she felt she was old enough already.
Right.
That made me chuckle.
We had gone out there one time. He was fine. Milo was the one that got fucking like seasick, like he was turning green, dude. Just being on that little water because it was, because of where it's at. If there's any kind of wind, it's really choppy. So we're on this speedboat and it's getting choppy. He didn't want to get in the water. Like, nah. They had the big tube to tow. They didn't want to do that. And I was like, no, cool.
We used to run the kids on the tube, behind us.
Yeah.
And it was James's boat, so he was always driving.
Right.
But when he wanted to do it personally, I would have to drive. And I didn't like that at all, kid.
No?
Yeah.
It's backwards, right?
You do. And then the front goes up so high when you're gunning it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't cool with it. And then I used to hate he would have me pull the boat up. He would back up his car with the trailer.
Right.
So I'd be the one to have to try and get it out
on the ramp. Yeah.
Dog.
Fucked it up all the time, right?
Fuck this.
But I remember doing that too. Like we had to go and I had to take it in and dock so that him and the kids could get out. And then I'd have to drive it around and onto the trailer. I'm like, hey, dude, why don't you have your old lady do this? I don't have the fucking... If I hit something, I don't have the money to fix this shit.
Dog, one time they tried to get me to bring the trailer down. And there's like... It's enough room for 3.
Right. Are you good with the trailer? I mean, you use a trailer.
Hell no.
Really?
No way.
You can't back up a trailer?
Nope.
How long have you been using a trailer with your business?
I've never used a trailer for my business.
Oh, I thought you said you had a trailer.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. You just have that thing that you put on the trailer hitch.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah, I used to have to back it up for him at his house. And I'm like, dude, I know I have the concept. I understand how it works. I don't know if I got to teach my body and my mind to work opposite.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You know what I mean? I'll try it, but I ain't liable if I hit anything. He said, yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. It's cool. You got it. So I'm fucking going forward and try, figure it out, and go back the other way. It took me a couple times, but I was able to get it.
Owning a boat, dude, that's an expensive piece of
machine,
equipment.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, like I don't know how James was, but this dude would pull it out of the lake and park it on the side, and you got to dry it and then spray it down with this wax stuff to make sure nothing's growing on it.
Yeah, I think it was like ammonia or vinegar.
Right, because
mussels. Was it mussels?
Yeah, because you can't, if you have a freshwater boat, you can't use it in the ocean. Or if you've had it in the ocean, you can't use it at the lakes because you're transferring the animals or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking weird, dude. It's really weird. Have you ever been to San Francisco where you take like the boat out to Alcatraz or whatever?
Yeah.
That shit is choppy as shit too, and windy and cold. We had gone, more native shit. We had gone out there one time. They were doing, like I said, in the early 70s, that Alcatraz, that island was actually native land. And they took it from the natives and put the prison there. So like in the early 70s, they staged a sit-in, I guess. and a bunch of natives stayed there, and they were there for over 30 days on the island, trying to get it back, trying to, you know, bring light to what the situation was. And
Right.
people would take them food out there, and they would have, you know, bonfires, and they would be on the edge of the, you know, airplanes circling, doing all that shit with cameras and shit or whatnot, and they were out there. And so every year, they go out there and they do a sunrise ceremony. So they do a couple of bonfires, they burn sage and do all that shit, and you're out on Alcatraz watching the sunrise. But
They
you
do
got
that now still?
yeah. So, because we did it a couple of years ago. So you go like you take the last ride over at night, right? Which is like at fucking 10 or 11. And then you're there till like 5 in the morning. They like 4, they start the bonfires and they start the ceremony. And by, you know, 5, 6 o'clock, everybody's walking back down to get on a boat to go back. And it's dude, it's crazy. It's really cool to kind of go and see that kind of shit. I don't know, have you ever been to a powwow?
No.
So, you know, Stanford in Palo Alto, right?
The school?
Yeah, the school. That's built on native land.
Oh, really?
So if you're a Native American, you get preference at that school. And you could go, there's something about fees and shit like that that's kind of...
You get preference in regards to if you're still meeting the criteria of getting in?
Yes, you still have to meet the criteria, but you get preference
Okay.
as to like money and funding and all that kind of stuff. So they have a powwow there every year. And we went to that. And I got to tell you, dude, they had the dances and the shit in an auditorium. So you walk in and they have, you know, vendors or whatnot, and then like any other, you know, auditorium, you walk up to the top level, right? So we're there, and we walk in and we're walking around for a while, and all of a sudden they start the drums, dude, and you feel it right away. Like it's almost like gives you like goosebumps. And I told my sister, I said, could you imagine, dude, being some fucking cowboy on this new land, and you hear this noise, and you climb up real slow to the top of the hill to see what's going on, and you see these people dressed in all this native garb and fires and drums, and they're all screaming these blood-curdling screams. I'd be like, get me back to the fucking boat. I want to go home. I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, that had to be scary back in the day, dude.
Dude,
Like,
I remember watching a couple of movies and Cowboys and Indians type. I mean, the realistic ones were,
right?
yeah,
Like that.
Indians coming at you, and they shoot their gun, and there's only one shot per before you have to put another bullet in, and then Indians are coming.
Boom, boom, boom. Or you got a fucking axe coming up at you. Yeah, dude. I couldn't imagine. I mean, you're right. Like, well, but the British did. Their firing line was 2 people, right? Or did they go 3 deep?
was
Usually
only
2,
2.
right? So there's the people in the front that are kneeling down, and then the guys behind you, and you switch guns, right? As you're
No.
so you reload your own gun. So the guy in the front shoots, and then kneels down, and you shoot while he's reloading. They stand up and shoot. You reload, and they keep going back and forth like that. Oof. How many fucking arrows is it going to take? Like, and with an arrow, and they're all standing in line like that, you don't have to be a great shot. Somebody's getting hit. Not like these fucking movies these days where, you know, you're using Walking Dead where everybody's standing in front of you with the machine
And you know
gun.
what else is a trip is when you watch those movies where they shoot like 100 plus arrows in the air,
Oh, yeah.
and they're just coming down on you.
Right? Fuck that. Holy shit. I used to love watching Westerns and like the Lone Ranger, and they'd shoot and when they'd ricochet, you'd be like, oh shit, I'm afraid to shoot a gun. It's going to hit a rock and come back at me. Like, it's fucking hilarious. Holy shit. Did you watch a lot of cowboy movies growing up?
No, that
No?
wasn't my thing. I was always the weekend kung fu movies, karate movies,
Oh, yeah. I like those too.
where the voices don't match the lips,
Yeah, none whatsoever.
and the Grand Master had like the beard,
The big long white, and then the two separate long ones.
and,
Yeah,
and not a single wrinkle,
yeah.
and you know, and he had all the skills.
There was one, and I don't. It was one of the like drunken master kung fu movies, And where this guy was like, he was like the Asian Captain Lou Albano. He had that big he had this big mole on his face. But that motherfucker was bad, bro. Like
I can't say I remember that, but that's ringing a bell.
Right? And he's short and he wore the little, just like the really small caps that they wear all the time. And there was one, like the dude on Quentin Tarantino, Kill Bill. The guy that trained her, when he would grab his beard and put his hand around and swipe down and that was like the epitome of kung fu movies back in the day, right? You killed my master.
Yeah.
You will die. Fuck, bro. That'd be fun to fucking go back and voice one of those movies, though. You know what I mean? That'd be great to do that shit.
My brother and I used to be real big on the Godzilla movies too.
Oh, I never got into those.
Oh, dude, that was our thing right there. Ray Dan, if I remember correctly, was another monster.
Oh yeah.
There was a turtle.
Yeah.
That would spin, and I think he had flames coming out when he was spinning.
The only turtles I watch are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I never got into that.
Really, I watched the original one the other night. I couldn't go to sleep, and I fucking turned it on. The original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I don't remember it.
The original movie with...
Vanilla Ice?
No, that was the second one. The original one, I don't remember who the white girl was, but the dude that played Casey was the guy from Law & Order.
It wasn't. But he's an actor that looks just
like him, right? Yeah.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
It's the dude that came out in the movie Shooter with Wahlberg, Mark Wahlberg, when he was a sniper.
I remember the movie. I don't remember him.
He played the dick in that movie.
That was his character.
Maloney is the real guy, but he's the fake Maloney. Fuck, those were old. Fuck. So, which Vanilla Ice wasn't the first movie, right?
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember Vanilla Ice at the end of one of the movies. They broke into a concert he was at.
Right.
And all this, and I guess everybody, the crowd looked at all the turtles. And so Vanilla Ice continued with the concert, and then the turtles started breakdancing and stuff.
Right. Turtle power.
A couple years ago, more than a couple now because of COVID, we went to the fairgrounds for the Day Festival.
Okay.
Because a friend of ours, Griselda, got tickets. They had a concert. It was like an old school concert. And I don't remember, it was Young MC. I don't remember who it was. But it was 90s music.
Right.
And the closing act, which was the headliner, was Vanilla Ice. And I'm going to tell you right now, it was off the hook. Straight up. I'm a Vanilla Ice fan. Not of his music, but of just him.
Okay.
At one point, a dude in a legit Ninja Turtle costume came out and was dancing. Dude, that blew the roof off of it.
Wow. He's definitely an entertainer, bro.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
he's cool.
You kind of got to be, right? Like, he was the first white boy to try to break the real, vanilla, for lack of better terms, white guy that broke into that hip hop scene, right? Like, and because before him it was Pop Goes the Weasel, because the Weasel goes
third
third base, right? So he was like, but Vanilla Ice broke barriers, right? Like, fuck, and all the shit that he put up with being the first white guy, and you know what I mean? Like,
I think it's because he I think his outfits and his hair, it was just a bit much. That kind of made him clownish.
Well, but I kind of think he had to. Well, I think those were his handlers, probably.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Oh, well, if you're gonna go, you got to go in full whole hog, bro. You got to go in deep. You got to dress like them. You got to talk like that.
But you have to admit, when that song came out in that video.
Oh yeah, dude. Everyone dun 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 dun. Dun, dun.
And then he had that 5.0 Mustang.
Blew sails for Ford out the roof.
Speaking of Ford.
Oh, here we go.
Are you not a fan of Ford?
No.
They came supposedly this week at least, if not today or yesterday. They came out with their F truck,
The F-150 Lightning.
electric, all electric.
Yeah.
Supposed to be off the hook. Supposed to be as powerful, if not more powerful, than their trucks now.
Okay.
They said the F-Series trucks are the most selling vehicle, if not across the United States, it might have been globally.
Yeah, that would make sense.
The vehicle, out of every vehicle,
The F-150.
I don't know if it was just the 150, but the F-Series in general.
Okay.
And I heard that either Monday or Tuesday. Because Tuesday and today, I just happen to be looking at all the trucks that I drive by.
Right.
And dude, a lot of them are the Ford trucks.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. The work trucks, the dump trucks, the Edison trucks.
Yeah.
Dude, they're all Fords.
It's because they give them away to these guys.
Oh, is that what it is?
Well, I'm sure that what I mean by that is they give them a really good break on their lease, because it makes sense to have that many out on the street, and people, oh yeah, all of our work trucks are Fords and blah blah blah, like, you know what I mean?
And don't get me wrong, I saw those, but in general, the F-150, the 250s, I was like, man, there are a lot of these trucks out here.
Yep. Well, that was the first year, I think the closest anybody got to beating them was when the Dodge first changed its body style to that rounded, old, Ford series kind of truck. You know what I'm talking about? How it came out with the rounded hood, the big chrome grille, and it was like probably 99.
Yeah, I kind of think I know what you're talking about.
You know what I mean? So the look that they have now is basically that look that they've done, but they've done it for 20 years now, maybe. And I gotta tell you, when they, because I remember seeing it, I was like, nah, that's a sharp looking fucking truck. That's a nice looking truck. They've had, but it's a Dodge. What do you do? What is it? Dead on the road daily? Found on road daily is Ford. Yeah.
Fixer. Yeah, I heard that about Fords.
What's Dodge?
I never knew Dodge had one.
Yeah, there's one for Dodge. I can't remember what it was. Whatever. It's a Dodge.
Why don't you like Fords? Or is it just Ford trucks?
No, just Ford in general. I've never had any kind of luck with them. We've always been a Chevy family. I mean, my dad, they had a 71 Chevy. He had his pickup was a Ford, but it always had a Chevy engine. He took it out and they put in a 350 Chevy in it.
But dude, the Fords, I just started thinking about them. The Focus.
Yeah.
Remember the Escort GT?
Oh yeah,
dude, that was a sharp looking car.
You know what was sharp about it was that fucking bluish green color it came out in.
Dead on delivery, guarantee expired.
There you go.
I don't remember no bluish green.
Yeah, it was the hatchback, and it was like that, almost like a translucent bluish green color. It was huge, bro, when we were fucking downtown Easter.
I just remember the maroon and gray, if I remember right, and just the all white.
What was it? What was it? It was an Escort GT, right?
Yeah, it had to be the GT, because they did make an Escort, but the Escort GT was off the hook.
Well, like 90?
Yeah, I'd say around there. And then Manuel had, I don't know if you were around. He had the Ford Probe. That was a sharp looking car too.
Oh yeah, I almost bought one of those brand new, but I didn't like that it was the top was all glass. I was afraid of it at the time because I was like, fuck, I'm gonna.
I don't remember that on his car.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember it being glass.
Yeah, it was like a translucent fucking green color. Damn.
And then you got the Ford Focus.
Well, remember when they first did like the Taurus? The Taurus was like County Riverside's fucking. Oh shit! Somebody's coming to watch the house. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was it. Maybe it was an '88.
What else did Ford make that was? I don't know, man. I'm thinking about Fords these days. Just not that I'm going to buy one or anything like that.
Right.
It's just that it really got me thinking because the F-Series trucks, I didn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
Oh, those things are all over the place, dude. I guess I wonder if they're cheaper than the Chevys. Maybe that's what it is. Or they're more luxurious inside than a Chevy. Because Chevy makes a really nice truck, but a lot of the inside is like plasticky, kind of just cheap. It's more of it's a rugged, rough truck. You know what I mean? To where Chevys or the old Fords a little more plush.
I heard the new Ford Ranger is supposed to be a nice looking truck too. I haven't seen one. I just heard.
Yeah, you know what?
We got a buddy whose son pre-ordered one because apparently they're supposed to be like really cost effective too. Like really, like maybe a brand new truck, $15,000.
Really?
For a Ranger? Obviously that's gonna be a stock, but $15,000.
Yeah, you can't be mad at that.
No, not at all. Not these days.
Was it 90? 91? 92?
You can't just put a Ford Escort GT?
No, because it comes up with it comes up with the square ones. It's not that fastback, which is the one you're talking about, right?
I don't remember.
Ford GT. Is it the turbos? No.
I just remember it was a Ford Escort.
Ah, there it is, hatchback.
Now you got me looking.
See, these are all 91s. Huh. Somebody's staring at the fucking podcast on their screen yelling.
I'm looking at a photo of one, and it almost looks like a Jetta, a two-door Jetta.
Okay.
Because those Jettas used to go hard for a minute, too.
Yep. I had a 95.
Really?
For a couple of days. Yeah, I had it for a couple of months and it got repoed. But I brought that. Tough times, brother. Tough times. I remember I bought the car. I brought it home. That same day, I lowered it and I put a system in it. I went back the next day and they put rims on it. And I probably had it for about 6 months before I wasn't able to pay for it anymore. You know. My knucklehead days, dog. You know what I mean? When they repoed it, did they actually like come in the middle of the night and take it, or? Yeah, yeah. And you know what my problem was is that I left the gates open. I didn't close the gates. If the gates are closed, they can't come in. I left them open, and they were like, I came out and said, "Hey, hold on, just let me grab my watch and my shit out of it." Nah, you got to go to the tow yard to get it.
Did you hear them backing up? And
yeah.
I got a buddy who. They were trying to repo his truck. Yeah. And he heard it. And he ran out there and jumped in it.
If you're in it, they can't take it.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were saying. And they called the cops. The tow driver, I don't know if it was the tow driver called the cops. Yeah, it had to be the tow driver.
Right.
And cops were like, yeah, you can't take it. He's in it.
Wow.
And he's this dude that he's like, I know my rights, motherfucker. You ain't taking shit.
Just by them words, I know exactly who you're talking about, too. I know exactly who you're talking about.
And if I remember right, too, it happened late at night. So he just came out, like, let's say, in his shorts. He's yelling at his wife to get him a shirt because he's not going anywhere.
He's not getting out of that car for nothing. Well, you'd have to spend the night in it now. Now they're just waiting.
I got another buddy who he was at his son's either baseball practice or a baseball game, like after school, high school.
Yeah.
And a parent said, somebody's car is getting towed in the parking lot. And so they looked and it was his. It was getting repoed.
Oh, shit.
And, he was embarrassed, of course. But he said that, he told me at least, that traffic cameras, like, kind of pinpointed to where he was at. That's how they found him. And I was like, you being serious? He said, yeah, I guess you could put the plates in some system, and it'll show... Like, it'll pick it up from the cameras, like, which cameras...
Really?
You go through a lot, and they kind of pinpointed, like, the high school And they went over there and found him because he would like put his truck in the garage,
Wow.
stuff like that.
Well, I had this lady when I worked out in Arizona, and I was working for that title loan company. She was past several days, and she lived on a reservation. So when you live on a reservation, you can't go and hook up the tow truck to the car. You can't go onto the reservation to get it. So you had to wait till she came off. So they were fucking watching her, and she had gone to the store with her kids. And he said the tow truck driver calls, "Hey, we got the car." What? Yeah, she went inside of the grocery store. We got the car. It's hooked up. We're leaving the parking lot right now. It's like, holy shit, she's calling me fucking, "You guys took my car. I'm at the grocery store with my kids and blah." Sorry, like, we've been trying to get in contact with you. Here's a number, blah, blah, blah. You'll have to pay it off, and then you can go pay your tow fees and get it back. Holy shit, dude.
I remember watching those shows, like the repo shows.
Right.
And how, like, that equipment is, like, tucked in the bed.
Oh, yeah.
And then they just roll up on somebody, and all of a sudden that big, it's like a crane that comes out.
Yep.
They hook it up real quick, and they take off. I'm like, that is so gangster right there.
Well, you know Raul, right? He was involved with the creation of that show.
Really?
Yeah, because he used to work for that station. That show was actually on a Spanish station first. They created it for Spanish TV, and then it crossed over, and they sold it to English.
Really?
Yep, he was involved in the creation of that. Because we were talking about it, and I was telling him about it was at our 30-year reunion, the one that was right here at the golf course on Dinah Shore.
The Marriott?
Yeah.
Okay. No, the Westin.
The Westin, yeah. So he was there, and we were talking, and at that point I hadn't seen him in years, and we were talking. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh man, I work at this place." And he said, "I bet you got stories." I said, "Oh yeah," kind of talking a little bit about it, and he was all like, "Dude," he said, "You know the show, blah blah blah," and I was like, "Yeah." He says, "That's my show." I said, "What do you mean that's your?" "Yeah, I created that, blah blah. We need to sit down and talk." I was like, "Yeah, okay, cool." Like, all right, cool, great talk. But yeah, he helped create that show.
And then after that show, whenever I see a truck that has like that stuff in the back, I was like, "Oh, that's a repo man right there."
Right, ready to hook somebody and be gone. They got these.
That's so wrong.
They got these new ones too that they have the little clamps, so they go and they clamp the tires enough to lift them up and gone. So that way they don't even have to hook or put chains or anything. They just grab the tires, and get them out.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because that's the thing is, like, if they're there, like there was a story, God, I can't remember how long ago it was, but somebody had hooked a car and left, and he was behind some grocery store. So that way we couldn't find him. He's behind the grocery store. He had just got done chaining it and keeping it in place, doing his paperwork, and the dude came and shot him. Took his car back.
No.
Yep.
Shot him as in killed him?
Yep. Crazy, right? Like,
Wow.
fuck that. I don't be no truck driver. I could imagine doing that or being on the fucking freeway trying to hook up a car while people are just right by you. You know what I mean?
Dude, I got a flat tire last week.
Okay.
My dumbass decided I haven't done this in a while, decided to eat a healthy lunch. I went to a Subway.
Okay.
I hit a drive-through like it's nobody's business. But Subway, you got to go in.
Right.
So I decided to do that. I'm going to get me some fresh vegetables on this sandwich and everything. I come out, and I'm like, why is my truck leaning like that? Dog, my back tire, driver's side, on the ground. I was like, what the hell? So I'm like, all right. I bust out the
jack.
The jack and that you put it together, that long stick,
right?
So you could turn it and have your rear tire fall down from the chain,
right?
I sat there for a half an hour trying to get it. Looks like a T at the end.
Correct.
try to find that spot. I went past it. I got it wedged in the tire. I had to go under it a couple of times to pull it out. Dude, I had to put jackets on the floor. Thank God I still have my jackets in the back seat from when it's cold in the mornings.
Right.
Because it was hot. The asphalt was hot. Couldn't figure it out. I looked at the owner's manual. It even shows, the little T, you hook it up and you just turn it. Boom. I'm under the truck trying to see it because where it hooks up is right on the other side of the tire.
Okay.
So I'm trying to pull the tire down to see if I can just take a peek. Nothing. While I'm under the, this is scary. While I'm under the truck, a couple of spaces down from me, a Jeep pulls up, stops, and the dude driving is sitting there staring at me. It took me a second to say, okay, maybe he's staring at the subway, which is like I'm parked. He's on one side of me and the subway's on the other.
Okay.
But why is he going to be staring at the subway? He was just staring at me. Dog, it was. I was kind of getting a little uncomfortable.
Right.
He eventually, after 10 minutes, drove off. Okay, I was under the car. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. I'm still trying to figure it out, but he's still looking at me. And I'm thinking, are you going to help me? What's going on? I called my nephew. Dog, have you ever done this? Yes. I'm trying to, with this T. He's like, maybe it's not the T. Maybe it's the other end. I said, well, the other end is like a socket almost.
Right.
But it's to accept the next bar. You put the 3 bars together.
Right.
He's like, it's got to be the other side then if the T's not working. I'm trying the other side, nothing.
Okay.
I have to call AAA. I got a AAA card. That's what it's for, right?
Right.
Thankfully, truck came within 15 minutes. So now I'm here for almost an hour. Hot. Don't even want to eat my sandwich no more. The ice in my soda is melted. The whole 9. I'm dirty from going under the truck. I got shit on my nose. The whole 9. Truck driver gets out. He's like, what's the problem? And I'm telling him. So he's trying to shove it in there. He goes, you got a flashlight? I said, yeah. So we stuck a flashlight in there. He goes, oh, dude, it's a star. You need do you have an adapter? I said, no. He's like, it's not a slot for your T. It's a star. I said, bro, there's no adapter. Because in my truck, I got that half bed.
Right.
In the back of the half bed, it's a little compartment where that jack and the tire iron, all that stuff, nothing. He's like, did you check your glove compartment? I said, no. Because why would I check?
Why would it be there?
Especially if I check the manual.
Right.
I open up the glove compartment, move my owner's manual. Sure enough, it's a little package there with a little star thing. Sure, put it as like the T part fits in it. Boom. So he changes my tire for me, throw it in the back. I go to America's Tire because it's right up the street. I get there. The guy comes out. I say, hey, what do you need? I said, I got a blowout. I need a new tire, blah, blah, blah. He's got this, looks like a calculator. Looks like a phone. He sets it on top of my tire, on my other 3 tires. He just sets it on top of them, waits for a beep, walks over to the next one, beeps, walks over to the third one, and it beeps. He goes, okay, let's go inside. I'm like, all right. He says, okay, you want to get that tire fixed? He goes, all your tires are below whatever, 32.
Right, 32nd?
Yeah. I'm like, how do you know? He says, oh, I checked it with my little thing. I said, y'all don't use the nickel anymore or the quarter? You see the head or whatever?
Right.
He's like, no, we use these things now. I said, and it could tell? He's like, yeah. So he says, so I recommend you getting off four tires. I said, I bet you do. I said, I just need the one. He's like, you sure? We can cut you? I was like, nah, I'm good,
Right.
So he goes, okay, well, so he starts to explain to me. He shows me the chart about your stopping distance.
Right.
That's going to be the second question I have for you. The stopping distance. He's like, it's going to take you this long, this many cars to stop. Car lengths. So if you were to slam on your brakes, it takes you much longer to stop because of your worn out tires. And I'm thinking to myself, we'll get into that. So I'm like, nah, man, I just need the one,
Right.
So he starts to ring me up. He gives me the price, gives me the different tires that they have. I'm like, all right, da-da-da. So right before he rings it up, he goes, how about 2? And I'm like, now I know it's just a sales tactic.
Right.
Which I already knew, but it's like, come on, bro. Now you cheating.
Now
you're cheapening it.
Now you're showing your colors.
He's like, how about 2? I'm like, nah, man, just give me the 1. I'll be back. Don't worry. So they changed it. Everything was fine. So my 2 questions is this. Number 1, what is up with the stopping distance? I understand if you had a bald tire and it would cause you to slide and not stop. But why does tread have anything to do with your stopping distance?
I think it's a couple of things. First of all, I don't think those charts are used anymore because everybody has ABS, so your brakes don't lock up. They go and it locks for a second, and then it lets you slide, and then it lets go and it grabs again, so that you don't lose control of the vehicle. So that slide pattern is different. And the reason why it wouldn't is because once you get down, it's also wearing, I'm assuming, the strength of the tire, because you're closer to the radial part of the metal part of the tire, so it's going to change the flex of the tire when there's less tread. I'm assuming. You're asking me questions I don't know about, but I'm putting in a really fucking effort to guess and figure out.
Yeah, I was like, because dude, it was like a legit chart with, the better the tread, the less cars, braking distance. The weaker the tread, the more cars that are shown on the chart.
Now I could see if the surface was wet, maybe that would make me believe that chart was correct. But if it's dry, maybe because it's hot. I mean, I don't know.
My next question is this, and this has to do with that adapter. Well, let's just start with the adapter.
Okay.
I'm assuming that adapter is there so no one just comes in the middle of the night and steals your shit.
Correct.
Okay. And the tow truck driver says, I haven't come across too many of these yet, but they might be putting them in, a lot of the trucks now. So somebody just can't have one of these poles and steal your spare tire. Okay, that's fine. But what's the point of putting these things in your glove compartment when they could just break your window and get it? Same with your locks for your rims.
Makes no sense.
It makes sense in regards to it just makes it one step harder for somebody.
It's a deterrent, yeah.
But everybody knows if they want those rims, that the lock for them is going to be in your glove compartment.
I don't keep mine in my glove.
Where do you keep it?
Well, I'm not going to tell you. I keep it at my house in the safe. But yeah, I wouldn't. I've never kept it in the glove.
You got to keep it somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's then it's all right. Well, fuck. If it's not in the glove compartment, where's it at?
Right.
Do I have enough time to
don't
look
get me wrong.
for it?
And that's another deterrent.
Right.
You just not only are you keeping your rims and you just got a broken window, but that's as far as it went.
Right.
But for the most part, let's be honest.
Most people keep them in the glove compartment.
And everybody's gonna know that.
Yeah.
It's almost like there's a odd rock near your front door. Oh, let me see if there's a key under there.
Right.
So that I never got either.
Yeah, I'm the same way. The rock thing under the mat. Oh, on top of this. Come on, get the fuck out of here. And realistically, there's only 3 locks anyways for rims. So if you were any good, you'd have those 3 locks with you.
Oh, is that right?
Also, there's that new one, that new chucker or the new whatever you call it, that's got the pins in it. So it's like that game at Sharper Image where you put your face in and all the pins come forward.
Oh, there's a tool called a gator.
Yeah, the socket, right?
Yeah, the socket's got all those pins in it.
So the same thing, you can use that and put it on there. Or if you don't have the right one, you take it, and if it's fucking jam it on the lock and let's go. You're gone.
Yeah. Again, it just didn't make no sense to me. Why is it right there? Why? I mean, I was like, you. And again, the owner's manual had said nothing in regards to this adapter.
Really? I wonder if there was a lot of people that were having issues, people stealing the tire off of that particular truck. So they said, well, add a star.
Huh? I don't know.
Some fucking brilliant engineers who just make it a star and put it in the glove compartment.
I mean, I've also heard about you lock your tailgate so they don't steal that. I don't know. I didn't realize tailgates were so popular. They say tailgates get stolen all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
It could be on certain trucks, right? Because they take them off and they put something else, or that's the one thing that gets damaged when you're backing up.
Yeah.
Is a tailgate. If you're not careful, you end up putting the tow hitch ball through it or whatever, you know what I mean? The receiver end. I don't know. I'm just guessing at this point. I have no fucking idea. But that's stupid that they wouldn't tell you. And you bought it from Nissan, right?
Yeah.
And the guy didn't tell you, hey.
I'm not going to say he didn't. I don't remember him saying it.
Right. Yeah, that's not usually something you'd go, hey, if you ever get a flat tire. You know what I mean? And they were like, well, fuck, this dude's got great credit, wants a fucking used truck. He gets a flat, fuck him, let him look around for it. That's hilarious. All right, Sebastian, any final thoughts?
No, I'm good.
Tony?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Birthdays? What else? Just actual shout outs, something like that. Seven? Who's that?
Our high school buddy, my buddy, James.
Yeah?
His wife's birthday is Saturday.
Woo, happy birthday.
Jolie.
What's her name?
Jolie.
Oh, Jolie. Okay.
Jolie Jessie.
Nice, okay.
And it's funny how it's one of those things that everyone in their family is JJ, their initials.
Really?
His kids' names start with J.
Oh,
it's
wow.
almost like my kids, though, except for my wife. But his whole family are J's. So, happy birthday. Next Tuesday,
Okay.
nephew's mom and sister they share a birthday.
Oh, really?
Ermin and Erica. So
Happy
happy birthday,
birthday.
Ermin.
Happy
Happy birthday, Erica. That would be it.
That's it.
That's all.
Oh, that's a week Tuesday.
What's 9 months ago?
So 4 or 5, July of last year?
July of last year was. July's not a big month. I'm making kids. That's all.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. That's fucking hot.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Well, there you go. Fucking hot. Nobody wants to turn the AC on. No fuck away from me. All right. See you guys. Love you. Talk to you soon.